we're more here, and maybe I can move the 5. There we go. Like in these slot areas, just because that's where we run our offense, our 4 out, and even some of our 5 out. Because we usually want to go slot to slot and cut through and do our dribble drive stuff. So that's what we want. So now I'm going to show you kind of, again, this is a single side. This is the middle third of the court. This would be the 2 side right now, the double side, if you want to consider it that. And we will talk about, how this alignment and will create an advantage based on how the defense loads up to the ball in transition, and also the progressions of the 2-sided break. All right, so let's take a look at some clips and lanes and where we want to run, just to kind of give you an idea. They're not perfect by any means, but hopefully it helps you get a visual. All right, so this first one, see as these players are going to corner, get out wide, hug the sideline corner. That would be they're going to 45. They're going to 45. This player that has the ball should up it as soon as they can to get out and run. And again, we're focused on those big things there. Those first 3 steps, get over the court or half court in 3 seconds. So up it. This player ups it because, hey, they got a player in front of them. Let's push it. They try to do a little bit of fake and attack middle. They go back. Catch ready to shoot, react to attack. We're getting in the paint, and we get bumped here for a foul. So let me run that back real quick, just full speed. Boom. Up it. Up it. Ball moves faster. Attack the paint. And as you can see, I'll stop it right here. If this player, they're being aggressive, but they have kick out here. They have kick out to here, who probably, the 5 should probably space up just a little. He got a little deep. He's too close to corner spacing. Our corner, they could have dove here if they think they got a layup, otherwise keep that corner spacing. But we could have easily kicked out to 5. 5 has a shot opportunity or a swing to, this is number 10 in the corner. So there was options once you attack the paint. In this clip, we'll see kind of just how spacing allows for just an easy drive. So we're talking about, how spacing helps create advantage before shot. And also, we end up having a 3-side. And you'll hear one of our players say, go through. And actually, the middle guy should go through, but our bottom does. And I'll bring that up later in the presentation, probably when we talk about one single side versus double side. Well, let's watch this, and I'll stop for a couple key points. The breakout dribble, right. Let me go back. You'll hear, go through. And we sent this guy through. It really should have been that guy, and he should have stayed corner. But this was earlier in the season, and we were just kind of getting out and running. But that's how it should be. Sorry. But as you see this spacing, it's going to allow for an easy drive. He really ideally would have been in this corner. We wouldn't have had 3 guys on the same side. He should be sprinting to corner. But that's just because he didn't cut middle. Let's run it back. So you see, hug sideline, sprint. Couple things on ring up is this player should have actually cut through. He should have stayed corner, which still would have allowed us very similar spacing, but he would have been already in the corner first, and this player would have been through. It helps out. Before we get into progressions of the break, talk about personnel a little. And this is more of in general, the 2-sided break. We didn't run it like this. You got to make it fit the makeup of your team. So preferably, these are just the preferable personnel. Slowest players, the trail when they get the rebound, whether they get the rebound or not. So that person's always kind of trailing. They can be a trigger too. You can, run some things off them, whether they, ball screen for the ball as they trail, or they pass to them and then they go into a dribble handoff. Usually that's going to be a bigger and slower player. We didn't have really the slowest player or a slow player per se. So I didn't want everyone to kind of be like, oh, I'm just going to trail, I'm slow. So we just pushed, and whoever was the furthest player back was that trail player. Play through the designated ball handler or ball handlers. And that's, again, up to you to how you want to fit your personnel. We had, at times, all 5 players had the green light to bring the ball up the floor and use a breakout dribble. And, that's that's partially why I feel like we had, you know, some success in our transition, is that ability to break out, dribble, and just look up the floor. And you know, the 2, the 3, and the 4 are definitely interchangeable, or however you want to number those. But those players, you know, whether you're running up the right or the left, or you're at the 45 or the opposite 45, those are interchangeable. And how we ran it, you know, we had all 5 players are kind of interchangeable is how we did it. But this is the preferred, you know, personnel if you were in more of a traditional team and you had like one slower player and 1 ball handler. But you know, you gotta make it fit the makeup and the personnel that your team has.
If you'd like to take a deep dive into the two-sided break, you can access our 8-part video series at coachesedge.coach. Access our course and everything else that we have to offer inside of our membership, hundreds of videos to help you improve your players and your program. Hope to see you on the inside.